Hey, welcome to your Scorpio horoscopes for the week of the 4th through the 10th of February. And there's nothing. Literally, there's nothing. No focus. We're in between focuses this week, so there isn't anything that the universe or the sky is trying to force you to pay attention to right now. There's no planets in Scorpio either, as Pallas Athene is officially moved on from Scorpio into Sagittarius. It's like you get to lay there and just and it's kind of nice because after the moon in Scorpio last week. I don't know about you guys, but it lined up with planets in Aquarius and Taurus. Being in Aquarius, it was a bit much, like a lot. It just became a lot. For a minute there, I mean, just like, whoa, hello. Everything is a little bit crazy right now. So it's nice to really have that time to be able to just not focus on anything, which means that you have an opportunity to focus on what you want to focus on, or just take a break and maybe not focus on anything. In fact, that's an interesting concept. How often do you just give yourself the time to stop and not think about anything? I know most people are going to look at me and go, how do you do that? I mean, the brain's just constantly going all the time, right? I mean, how do you really sit down and not think about anything? It does take work, trust me, and I'm an overthinker. Um, who thought the same thing for a really long time, that there's just no way my brain is going to shut itself down or be quiet or do any of that stuff. But you have to actually train your brain. And this is really where meditation comes into play. The more you meditate, the more you're training your brain to kind of shut off and focus on what you're meditating about, or just basically just be quiet, just hear silence, not just from outside, but from in here as well. It is the best thing in the world. Trust me, it's the best thing in the world. How do you do it? You simply just tell your brain to go off. And when it turns back on again, you tell it to go off again. It's kind of like having a ghost in your house that likes to turn on the TV. It turns on the TV, you go and turn it off. It turns on the TV again, you go back and turn it off. And you keep on doing that until eventually the ghosts realize that you don't want to watch TV right now and they have to wait. You know how that is. So yes, this is a perfect week for you to really just relax as much as you possibly can. Yes, life is going to happen. Yes, you have to go to work. Yes, things are going to continue as they normally do. And you can't just take a week to sit in the dark place and meditate. I get that. But without something specific to focus on, it just means that there isn't anything extra outside of what you normally have going on. I also kind of get the feeling this week that anything that comes up this week that you may think is going to be difficult may turn out to be the opposite. Or vice versa. You could think, be approaching something that you go easy peasy, and it turns out to be a nightmare that you weren't expecting. So, just be wary of that, or be aware of that, I should say, because the more aware you are of that, the easier it is for you to kind of navigate through it, if that makes sense. And be prepared just in case, because you never know. But you don't want to over prepare either. It's a very fine line, a very fine balance. I totally get it. Last thing that I have for you guys this week is, as we are moving into focus on your day-to-day schedule, part of what your focus might want to be this week is just kind of sort of taking the time to look at where you are right now. Make sure that you are where you want to be in terms of your goals. Make sure that you are where you want to be in terms of your life right now. And if you're not, now's a good time to sit down and just kind of sort of work out what you need to do in order to make sure that you're moving in the direction that you want to be moving in, basically. So good news, right? At least for the next month or so, there'll be no planets in Scorpio because we just had that moon this last weekend. So we got a nice little break there. You guys really have been through it with all the planets going through Scorpio in the last few months. So it's nice. That's what I'm saying. Just sit back and let it all go. Get yourself prepared for what's next. So that's what I have for you guys this week. If you love your horoscopes, do consider sending a tip or donation through my coffee link, which is in the description of the video. Really appreciate that. Also, check out my website, also in the description of the video. You can book time. You can get in touch with me. If you have any questions, you can do all kinds of stuff on the website. Just go check it out. I'm Melissa Bruce, Heavy Metal Psychic. I will see you guys next week. And in the meantime, you guys make it a great week. I'll see you next week.